between the Madisonville North Hopkins Maroons and the South Hopkins Tomcats. Getting to the championship, the winner of this game will go to the finals, which will be played on Friday night here at 7 p.m. And whoever wins this will go up against Dawson Springs, who was victorious over West Hopkins last night. You can see a little shot of a mug that Ron has given you. Ron and I ate lunch today at the country cupboard here in town, and all the ladies out there were so good to us, they gave Ron a mug to bring out. And believe me, they're not one of our sponsors tonight, but Lisa and Wayne Browning, along with all their help, can certainly supply a lot of your hunger needs out there. So want to get that in, and thanks, ladies, so much. Especially Patty Elder. Patty, you're number one. And Ron's giving me a thumbs up for that. Again, getting back to this game, the Madisonville North Hopkins Maroons will, I think from all indication, looking at the uniforms, they will be the visiting team tonight on the scoreboard. South Hopkins wearing white obviously will be the home team on the scoreboard. Before I get to Karen and Jim, I want to get to some sponsors, people that make these games possible for us to do. And as I've told you before in the other game, Western Kentucky Speedway is a sponsor who has been on board for all the games and will be with us the remaining games of this tournament. Western Kentucky Speedway is located about 6 miles north of west of Madisonville off of Highway 41A towards Providence. They're pretty well marked down there. I don't think you have any trouble finding their location by going down 41A. You'll pick it's 6-7 miles out of town, out of Madisonville, but you'll find it. Their racing season for 1996 will begin on Saturday, April 13th. The gates will be open at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll start their racing at 7 o'clock at night, 7 p.m. But during that time, a lot of entertainment, a lot of food, a lot of festivities. So I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself if you take your whole family down there for afternoon and evening of racing and many other things. The admission for adults is $10 to get in for all this activities. If you're 12 to 17, the charge is only $5, and 11 and under, you get out of that free. So you can't hardly go wrong with that. And again, we'll talk about them some more before the night's over, if we can at all. Grandma's Kitchen over Turnaround Truck Stop over at Morton's Gap. Find Sue Holmes, the general manager out there. Sue provides an awfully lot of good food, and the service, the help out there is tremendous, and I'm sure that you will get a whole lot out of not only just going out for the food, but just the company that you'll receive. Sue and her staff's always there for you. Sue's not always there, but her staff will be there and know where to find her. So if you need a good meal anytime, because they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To my knowledge, they don't close. So you can find something to eat at Grandma's Kitchen out at the truck stop, just outside Morton's Gap on Penterow. Then poor Freddie Gunn, as you know, has 2 locations here in Madisonville. Here's a place out on North Main and another place on South Main. Both places are equipped with laser car washes, and what a tremendous job. I'll say the one on South Main does, because I use it frequently myself, and it is an excellent place to get your car washed. And I'm sure the North Main place is just as adequate. Also, he has 2 locations over at Morton's Gap, one service station and one sort of mini mart. They've got about anything that you can need for small items or gasoline or service your vehicle with. And again, the help over there is absolutely tremendous. So I suggest you get an opportunity, visit poor old Freddie, and he'll treat you right. And again tonight, the Dixie Fan Restaurant. Dixie Fan at Nortonville at the junction of Highway 62, Highway 41. Before this game's over, I'll even tell you what it was named for, since I remember it being built, and the reason it was named the Dixie Fan. You find Ruth Ann Prowse and Jerry Prowse down there. Jerry and Ruth Ann's always available, and their help, their food, the whole thing is tremendous. I spend a lot of my time there, so I suggest if you need anything from them, go on down to Dixie Fan at Northville. They'll take care of it. We're going to talk with Karen in just a minute to give you the lineup for tonight's game, and then when we get to starters, we'll either fill you in on it, then we'll get over to Jim and talk about some other things about tonight's game if we can before it gets started, and the officiating. And I hope I'm able not to criticize, because I think these are two good officials. I'm sure we'll have a well-officiated game for this game. So let's talk to Karen just a moment, if you will. If you have time, run down all the names on the lineup for each team, if you will, please.
Okay, be glad to. For the South Hopkins Tomcats tonight, coached by Dan Evans, we'll have Dustin Gamblin, Chad Crick, Brian Hopper, Travis Ipox, Frank Barber, Lee Riddle, Brian Crick, Joe Gardner, John Barnes, Terry Brown, Travis Willett, Josh Owen, and Heath Falk. South Hopkins Tomcats are wearing their white jerseys tonight, and so the Maroons will probably be wearing their maroon jerseys. They are coached by Don Parsons, Madisonville North Hopkins Maroons. Members of that team include Eric Payton, Benji Doris, Darius Walker, Parker McAllister, Russ Oates, Matt Bashir, William Leisure, Tony Elliott, D.J. Johnson, Silas Matcham, Brian Brown, Jason Rainwater, Jason Perdue, Brandon Osborne, and Trevin Brinkley.
Well, kind of give you the lineup of both sides, and again, we'll get to the starting lineup when we get them. But right now, Jim Bashir, can you tell me the official for this game?
All right, official for this game are Jay Davis from Princeton and Don Gilmore from Hopkinsville. Should be two of our better ones. You know, Jay is PJ State tournament, definitely one of our better. Well, he is our best official, I think.
I believe that.
There's 2 others close, but
we called Gilmore Duck.
Don Duck Gilmore.
But again, we look for a good ball game in this. And if this noise keeps up, you're going to be doing a whole lot of watching and not a whole lot of listening to me, because I'm not able to talk above it. So we only have 2 minutes, 20 seconds of game time, and it won't be long till we'll be here in the starting lineups and whatever. Again, I told Jim, again, we can't hear each other account of the noise, and if this noise keeps going the way it is right now, the people are going to be watching a whole lot instead of hearing from me. So I'm looking forward to whatever you can do to pick me up.
Well, I appreciate that, Wendell. There is a huge crowd here tonight, probably one of the larger crowds that I've seen at a district ball game in a few years. And I think this speaks very highly of the capabilities of these teams and what the fans expect to see out of them tonight. So I'm sure as we wind down with about a minute and a half left to go before the start of this ball game that people are certainly excited and ready to get this one on the road.
Yeah, and I'm going to take it a while to start off, but I don't think I'll last long. Because I won't say anything else. My laryngitis is acting up. I'm getting very hoarse. And I'm sure between you and Jim and what little, well, not little, because I'm going to talk. You know me better than that. Ron Elliott's standing up here smiling at me because he knows when I say I can't talk that that's not right, because he'll vouch for what my wife says. She says I talk too much. But sometimes I don't think so. I just talk or say what I think, and that's the way it is.
Well, that's what happened to me, I think, last night. I got a little excited and probably talked a little bit more than I should have, so I thought I would try to refrain a little bit tonight. But I tell you what, when these games get exciting, it's hard not to talk about them.
Karen Cunningham, as good as you did, I reviewed these games over last night again, and I was so proud to even be close to you to hear what you did. You're excellent. So don't ever quit talking. You say what you choose, because you're good at what you do.
I appreciate that.
Well, we're about 15 seconds away from getting this game underway, or rather getting at least the starting lineups announced, or whatever festivities that may occur. You see Jay Davis and Gilmore approaching the scorers table, getting ready for the starting lineups to be given. We won't be able to hear them, but I'm going to let Jim tell you if he can hear them as they come out. Well, as the starters are given, if you can.
One star from Madisonville North, Parker McAllister, good outside shooter. Number 43, Brian Brown. Number 23, Russ Oates. Number 35, DJ Johnson. And number 53, Brandon Osborne, starting five for Madisonville North tonight. Now for South Hopkins. One star, South Hopkins, 14, Brian Hopper. Travis Ipock, number 20. Frank Barber, number 22. Number 54, Heath Falk. And number 44, Travis Wood, starting five for South Hopkins.
Well, it looks like Travis Willard will be a starter tonight. Chad Creek is not starting.
No, yeah.
So from what I can say right now for South, you do have what Jim told you, Brian Harper, Frank Barber, Travis Ipock, Heath Falk, and Travis Willard. And for North, DJ Johnson, Parker McAllister, Brian Brown, and Brandon Osborne. Brandon. And Russ Oates. The tip goes to North Hopkins. North going to our right, the west end of the gymnasium. Parker McAllister into Osborne, up and off, rebounded, put up and blocked. Brian Harper with the ball up and short for South. North with the rebound, lost out of bounds and saved. That's DJ Johnson, that's Brian Brown with the ball out front. In the middle, Parker McAllister up and in. So North jumped off to an early lead, 2-0. Brian Harper over to Travis Ipock, into Heath Falk. Back over to Travis Willett, up and in by Willett. A good look by Heath Falk. Lay the ball over to Willett. DJ Johnson. Brian Brown up and off, knocked out of bounds by Parker McAllister for North. Ball goes over to South to take the length of the floor. Game's even at 2. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Brian Harper out front with the ball for South. Down to Travis Ipock. Nearly stolen, but Brian Harper recovered. And D.J. Johnson reached around and a jump ball called, but the ball will stay in possession of South Hopkins under their own basket. Brian Harper with the ball out of bounds. Comes out to Frank Barber. Travis Ipock fumbled and recovered again by Ipock. Out to Brian Harper. Up and off, but Brian Harper's fouled by D.J. Johnson. Harper goes to the line for 2 for South Hopkins. This game's been very intense so far. Both teams didn't wait around to fill either one out. They just went to war early. First shot's up and good by Brian Harper for South, giving a 1-point lead there for one more. Comes off and rebounded by North. D.J. Johnson picking up the loose ball. Brian Brown out front with the ball now for North. Parker McAllister down to Brown. Comes over to Russ Oates. Back out to Brown. Parker McAllister in the corner, D.J. Johnson. Back to Johnson. Back to McAllister. Back to Brian Brown. Over to Russ Oates. Tried to go in the middle to Brandon Osborne. Knocked out of bounds by Travis Willett for South. So Madisonville North will retain the ball under their own basket. Trailing by 1 early in the game. Had a three-pointer put up by McAllister. Came off. North with the rebound and blocked by Travis Willett for South Hopkins. Travis had been a long one by Travis Ipock. Comes off. Heath Funk with the rebound. Lost it. North bringing the ball down. Was cut off. Another three-pointer up and good by Parker McAllister for North Hopkins, giving North a 2-point lead, 5-3. Ball goes in the middle to Heath Funk, put up and in. Ties the game at 5. Parker McAllister down to, I believe that's Brandon Osborne outside. South got the rebound and lost it. And a foul's going to be called on, I believe, Travis Willett. No. Frank Barber foul was called on for South. And evidently he's going to give him shots, and I thought it was on the floor. But I think instead of no, until the officials tell me what's going on. That's what happens when you don't wait for them to give you a signal. First shot was up and off by Brian Brown for North Hopkins. He'll have one more. Second one's off, but North with the rebound again. Put up and in by Brandon Osborne. Giving North a 7-5 lead early in the game. Brian Harper with the ball going to the middle. Up and in, left-handed by Brian. Evens the score again at 7. The pin move by Brian Brown over to D.J. Johnson. Puts one up, comes off. But North again blocking out on the offensive board. Up and in. And that's how they beat South Hopkins the first time, is getting those offensive rebounds and putting the ball back in. A good, strong rebound there. Heath Funk in the middle. Up and in by Heath. Tying the game again at 9. This lead goes back and forth. A near fantastic move by D.J. Johnson, but it didn't go for him. Brian Harper for South going to the middle again. Back out to Harper for a long one. Comes off. Travis Willett, I think, underneath with the rebound, was fouled. See who the foul's on. What was it? DJ Johnson, his second foul. So we're going to have a substitute here early in the game for DJ. Number 55, Trevor Brinkley, will be coming in replacing Johnson. So South will have the ball out of bounds under their basket. Score tied at 9. Brian Hopper into Heath Falk again in the middle for South. Block. And North with the ball. A great move, a great assist. Now Brian Brown to Russ Oak for North Hopkins. The lead change again to North. Frank Barber in the middle, up and in. Even the score again at 11. What a ball game so far, folks. It's worth coming to see just this first quarter. Ball go in the middle to Brandon Osborne, back out to Brian Brown for a long one, up and off. But there's a push call on Madisonville North. On number 23, I believe that'll be Russ Oates for North. South will have the ball out of bounds and score tied 11. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Brian Hopper out front with the ball. Looks like North's in a man-to-man. They're right now chasing everybody. Hopper with a pick, a three-pointer, a two-pointer. Up and good. He was over the line on that one. But Brandon Osborne goes back out front to Parker McAllister put that one up, came off. South with the rebound. Travis Ipock stepped on the line. In line, the ball goes over to North Hopkins, trailing by 2. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in this first quarter. Brian Brown over to Parker McAllister to Brian Brown out front. A short one put up. Bounces off. Travis Willett with the rebound and stolen by Brandon Osborne for North. North has a chance to go ahead with the three-pointer or tie this game. There's a chance, but he came off. Parker McAllister over the back of Frank Barber. So the foul's called on Parker McAllister for North. South will have the ball out of bounds again with a 2-point lead. Minute 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Ball comes into Frank Barber, who'll bring the ball down this time. Brian Hopper goes down underneath to Travis Ipock on the wing. Back out to Brian Hopper out front to Frank Barber into Heath Falk. Heath move up and in. A foul called. The basket is good. Foul was called on Brandon Osborne, I think, number 43. That's Brian Brown for North Hopkins. That's Brian's first foul, Coach.
On Brandon Osborne.
Was it Osborne?
Yeah.
I thought he called it on 43, but I guess not. 53, okay. Anyhow, the basket good. There's Heath for the three-point trip was good, giving South a 5-point lead with 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And a steal by Brian Hopper. Up and in. South picking up all over the floor. So you get in dangerous territory here. A block is going to be called on Travis Willett for South. Sending, I think, Brinkley to the line. Evidently for 2. South leading 19-11. Beg your pardon, 18-11. I had to look at the other scoreboard again. With 1 minute, 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Post shot comes off by Trevor Brinkley. He'll have one more. Second one comes off. South with the rebound. Brian Hopper out front coming down with the ball. Goes to the middle, all the way in, up and rolls in for Hopper. Minute even left in this first quarter. Comes Brinkley. Another another blocking foul call on Travis Willett for South Hopkins, sending Brinkley back to the line. Brinkley at the line again for 2. South leading 20-11. 58 seconds left in this first quarter. First one's up and doesn't go on for Brinkley. He'll have one more. Second shot up and good by Trevin. That was sort of ease the butterflies a little bit for him since he's on the board. Brian Harper with the ball to Frank Barber to Travis Willett. Back to Brian Harper for a long one, nothing but the bottom. A three-pointer for Brian Harper for South Hopkins. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Brandon Osborne with the ball down under, up and comes off. Heath Funk with the rebound for South. Travis Hypock up and comes off. Tipped over to Willett, up and in. And was fouled, so we'll see whether the basket good or not. The basket was good. And looks like a timeout taken by North Hopkins. South leading 25-12. With about 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. This has been a fantastic first quarter for both clubs. Again, worth the pass of admission just to see this one quarter. So I'm gonna try to finish out this quarter, and then I'm gonna let Karen take you part of the way on the second quarter. Jim, I'll get to you in a minute, but right now, what do you see the difference in this first quarter? Hard playing, a lot of luck?
Hard playing by all the South boys, and Brian Harper being Brian Harper.
I'll have to go along with that. Brian just takes over. A little bit like that young lady from Dawson. He takes the game over.
12 points in the first quarter, and they're playing him head up one-on-one. It's all hard to do.
Right. But we do have 21 seconds left. Travis Willett will be at the line for one shot, trying to complete his three-point trip and giving South their largest lead of the night. Shot up and comes off, rebounded by Frank Barber. Put up and comes off. North with the rebound, 16 seconds. As Brandon Osborne out front, Parker McAllister, a new steal by Heath Funk for South. There's 7 seconds left in the first quarter. North will have the ball out of bounds under their own basket. Ball comes in to Parker McAllister. Shot put up and comes off. Rebounded by South. A long one put up and no good. Called by Jay Davis, one of the officials. So that ends your first quarter. South Hopkins leading 25-12. Very well played, hard-fought game. Again, as Jim said earlier, when you take a young man like Brian Harper, the strength of Travis Willett and Heath Falk that they've shown down under, along with Frank Barber also. Travis Hypock hasn't got started yet, but believe me, Travis probably will before the night's over. So I'm looking forward to a good second quarter, and really North. I look for North to come back because they're a scrappy ball club.
North has played pretty well, just haven't hit well. And like you said, they're not going to quit. I know Don Parsons' team won't quit. They're going to fight all the way. If South lets up one bit, they'll be right back in it and be a tough ball game. It's not over by any means.
Absolutely, Coach. We'll let Karen take you for a while. Karen, please.
Okay. We've certainly seen South Hopkins come out in the first quarter, the end there, and just explode offensively. So the Maroons are going to have to work their way back in. They've taken a shot underneath, rebound off.